All right, all right. What's going on, my freaks and geeks? As every week, guys, we are the Square Roundtable Podcast, and I want to thank all of our viewers and listeners for joining us today, guys. I really appreciate y'all being here on our journey. And like always, man, we're going to hit you with a really awesome episode today. But before we get started, I just wanted to take the time out to just really give some big thanks for my boy Marcus. Just to give a little background for all of our viewers and listeners that don't know, I'm a kind of prop myself up a little bit too. I'm currently getting my master's in public health from Southern New Hampshire University. Thank you. And it's getting around to the last part of my program, and I will be fully done and graduated by December 19th. Super duper excited about that. Yes. As an awesome graduation present, my boy Marcus bought me the full run of Marvel's Night Watch. I gotta show y'all. This is incredibly dope. And for people out there, it's really a if kind of thing, but for people that don't know, just for me specifically, I'm a ridiculous Spawn fan. And basically, Night Watch, his whole existence is basically a big fuck you to Todd McFarlane when he left Marvel to go to Image Comics and create Spawn. Like Night Watch was created in 1993, shortly after Todd McFarlane left, and Spawn just got ridiculously big. They're basically literally the same character. Like, they're both black, they both came back from the dead, they both have these crazy superpower suits, and they both have these ridiculously huge capes that can shapeshift and all that good stuff. So it's basically like an underground thing, and Marcus knows how much of a fan I am of it, and he literally got me the full run of Night Watch, which is crazy. So thank you, man, so much. I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. That's a big congratulations for you, man. That boy getting that masters.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Becoming a master, a Jedi Masters.
There you go.
There you go.
So I appreciate it.
I'll come up with your Jedi name soon. I said when you graduate, I'll have your Jedi name by then.
Right. I'm actually using the wrong voice. I'm becoming a Jedi Master.
Oh my God.
There you go. You gotta have that accent.
gotta have the Jedi accent. But these are not the droids you're looking for.
Liam needs to
But yeah, man, once again, man, thank you so much. Like, we talked at least like for an hour, man, before the podcast. Thank you, man. You were totally awesome. Yeah, like I said, you just kill it, man. Like, all of you guys, like, thank you, so much for all the support, for all of our viewers and listeners out there, the guys that know about it. Thank you for the support. It's been wonderful, man. And I can't wait to see what the future is going to hold after this. So I'm excited about
it. Yeah, but Chad, you forgot to bring up the Spawn underwear that I bought you. Like, how could you?
I'm wearing them right now. Let me actually take them.
Oh no.
Bro, Joshua, if you got me, I don't even know where you could find that, but if you got that for me, bro, I would totally rock them outside of my pants
all day.
Seriously,
full superhero attire.
Yes,
outside
the
go
pants. Superhero.
The matching socks too. You can't forget the matching socks.
Yes, man. Like, I'm a Spawn fanatic. Exactly, with the little case. Yeah, like the socks. Do you be rocking them socks?
Yeah, I do. The red case on it. Yeah, of course.
The Boba Fett socks with the cape.
Yeah, man. I already know.
You already know. I already got it dipped out, and I wear it to work all the time.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh yeah, bro. You still be buying them custom made socks.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes, you.
I don't buy no custom made socks no more. I'm out the game. People be gifting me now. People keep gifting them to me now. Okay, like, people gift them to me. They're like, hey, I know you like Star Wars. Here's a pack of 8 Star Wars themed short little crew neck socks or whatever you call them,
Speaking of the Star Wars gifts, like, I need to get, because don't you and Marcus both have the Star Wars?
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want good smelling soap, it's not sponsored, but pick it up.
Dr. Squash, man.
Yeah, pick it. Those things Those things
I'm
smell
gonna
like
get
the
some
force.
more soap from them. Yes.
They smell
Which
like
one's
the
your
force.
favorite?
Man.
The mall's the favorite for
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
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 That
It's the
mall's
best smelling
amazing.
one.
It's the best
It's the
one.
best smelling one.
Woo.
Yes, bro,
Okay.
it's the best smelling one. Yes. Most definitely.
Yeah, Josh, we have to get on that because I've been like, that soap
Yeah.
looks cool, man. So I'm gonna have to get me some.
Yes.
No, for
And you
sure.
feel great after you take a shower with it, bro. I'm telling you.
When you open the crazy part, when you open the package, it's like whoosh, smelling all the smells.
Yes,
The
the
Really?
smell, it hits you.
it hits you, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is what the force feels like.
Because I've been dabbling in like specialty soaps and stuff. Because I think for my birthday, Peyton got me some. It's like some kind of pure like Africa mineral soap, something like that.
Oh.
So I've been dabbling and getting just some different smells going on. Because true enough, like the stuff you buy from the store is cool and all, but I feel like once you go to like expensive soaps, you never look back. Like you just don't.
I can't go back now, bro.
I can't go back. I was thinking about getting another pack or get another pack of the soap again. I was just like, hey, I need to get another pack of it. I'm like, I'm in a Yoda right now, but in the Yoda 30, 34, 33,
yeah, it's
$34
like
to $36. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay. Once again, guys,
it's not bad
sponsored.
for soap like that.
But if they wanted to sponsor us, we will do it.
Yes,
Exactly.
like,
we love you, Dr. Squash.
For like all the money.
Definitely. So we will completely put you guys' products out there, especially if y'all come out with some anime lines, like real please.
Oh yeah.
Man. I'm still waiting on that SpongeBob scented soap. You feel me? I'm still waiting on that.
I actually think somebody's got some SpongeBob body wash out there already. I actually think that's the thing.
I think that's pretty much I think it's already, unless you like want some authentic, like different brand, like not chemical, whatever. Like it's already out there. You got
a Spawn body wash would suck. Could be like the smell of death,
smell of the underworld,
despair. Right, the smell of the underworld, the smell of death and despair. Like it's just awful. But no, man, I'm gonna definitely have to cop some of that soap though.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna have to get it. But yes, guys, so definitely the first thing I want to cover is something that we've been skipping over, and thankfully we haven't really been discussing it too much. But I really want to do a dive into this new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. It's number one. I'll start off by saying this: like, I was crapping on No Way Home from the beginning because I just, with all this stuff going on with Marvel and what DC's been doing as far as really trying to put out some bangers, because we got Suicide Squad. I could already tell that the new Batman movie is going to be good. They put out the Joker not too long ago. The series, their television series aren't doing too bad. Titans and what's the other one, Marcus? Yeah, and Doom Patrol. And then we got with Marvel, the What If series isn't doing too great. I'm not really sure what to think about the new Ms. Marvel series that's going to be coming out. And then you got Hawkeye is going to, it's going to be, it gives me like rom-com vibes. It's just like,
it gives me like a Marvel Christmas movie.
It's Marvel meets like the Griswolds or something, Home Alone or something.
Yeah,
right.
Home Alone
so
or like, Jingle All the Way or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why I got those vibes from it.
Which, when the holiday season gets here, because when is it going to be it's really good marketing, but
November 24th, yeah. And it ends at the end of December.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be like that Die Hard Christmas movie type vibe. So
most definitely.
So I could see that. But with all of that being said, I wasn't really so sure what to think about the Spider-Man trailer. And when it dropped, I really love the vibe of where everything is going. And I want you guys to go ahead and pick up from there. What do you guys like about the trailer? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What kind of, we could definitely, I'm not stating the obvious. What really popped out to you guys about the trailer? How do you feel about it?
Okay.
The last 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. The last 2 seconds.
The last 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Everything was there. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, or Hobgoblin, whoever the Goblin is. There's multiple different speculations in that. The fact of maybe a Sinister Six kind of coming together, which could work, but also we need understanding of, are we getting other Spider-Man? Let us know if we're getting it or not, because this back and forth of, I'm not in the movie or I'm not here, that's Photoshop.
Man,
I don't see that no more.
Let's just say it. Andrew Garfield is a terrible liar. Okay, he's a terrible liar.
Yeah, he's full of it.
Terrible liar. So
at least Tobey Maguire.
I know y'all seen the memes.
Spotlight.
I know y'all seen the memes where it's like, and when Andrew Garfield was finna talk, and then they got Kevin Feige with the like sniper.
Exactly. That's how it is. That's how they doing it. I really think with the movie, what they're trying to do as far as like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, at this point, I think it would be a slap in the face for you to literally include villains from both of their respective universes and not.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro. That's a slap in the face.
It's oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, because I was just saying, because Andrew Garfield, you brought back Jamie Foxx as Electro. Whose movie was that? Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Then you got, it looked like it was the Lizard, but they said you can't really tell. But if it is, so that's 2 from his.
Yep.
Then you got Doc Ock, Green Goblin, or Hobgoblin, like you said, and Sandman. So it would make sense to have the 2 Spider-Man. Allegedly. It would make sense to have the 2 Spider-Man from those universes with their villains, because then it won't make sense. So they're all just gonna fight Tom Holland when he's never seen them a day in his life. Because in his universe, he's like still in high school, and he just fought the Vulture and Mysterio so far.
He barely got those W's, but
and he did barely get the W's. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He barely got
Vulture had him, bro. He was taking him through it. He just did get out of that one.
So here's my thing about it: is not because of the Sinister Six. It could work if that Spider-Man are there, but you can also use this way to bring in like the relevance of Uncle Ben. Like it can be perfectly set up. There's 3 Spider-Man. Yeah. You can do it. You can have Tobey Maguire, who's had the most screen time with Uncle Ben, literally talk to Tom Holland and be like, "Yo, you're Spider-Man." With what Uncle Ben said that I introduced that thing and say, a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Dude, you can bring Uncle Ben in this way." Because I'm sorry, but the only time that in the MCU that Uncle Ben's been mentioned is on a suitcase and in What If.
And What If and it was such a like throwaway in What If, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, my Uncle Ben told me, like, so that's how y'all gonna do it? Okay. Really?
It's like, how can you have a character like, Spider-Man, whose whole entire thing of with great power comes great responsibility, it's just like mantra, and not introduce Uncle Ben? It's just like Batman and his parents. You gotta show it. It's something you have to do every time. Or we're just not going to be like, okay, why is he doing what he does? They assume that the fans of this property already know about Uncle Ben. So they're like, we're not going to talk about him. We're going to introduce Tony Stark as the Uncle character. And we're going to have him the kind of father figure to him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that worked for one movie. And then I was like, done with it. I'm like, okay, step aside, Iron Man. Let my boy do his neighborhood Spider-Man stuff. And let's move on. That introduction aside, you did okay. I was iffy about it, but you did okay. Let him be Spider-Man. Let him do some neighborhood stuff. Shocker should have been his, like I said this before, Shocker should have been his first villain. Well,
I think Vulture was too much for him to be his first villain.
Exactly.
The Vulture, because even in the comics, the Vulture is like, he ain't no joke. Like, he a straight up killer, bro. Like,
oh yeah.
He coming with this shit. Like, he don't care. So I was like, I get why you chose it because of who you got to play him. So it's like, that's gonna sell tickets. But I felt like Vulture should have been the second movie, and I feel like Mysterio should have been in this one that's coming out now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah. I feel it all works in some way or the other. But my thing, y'all gonna laugh when I say this, but in my crazy mind, I was watching Anger Management the other day, and the movie with Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. Yeah. And Marissa Tomei, I forgot she was Adam Sandler's girlfriend in the movie. So I was like, hey, what if they did a flashback and Adam Sandler was Uncle Ben?
Bro, I would be dead. I would be so dead.
I'd be done. I'd be like, okay.
No, I would be.
I'm sorry,
bro. I would just fall out laughing, bro. But nah, all seriousness, I totally agree with Demetrius about the Tobey Maguire being like the bridge to bring Uncle Ben's like importance into the whole Spider-Man story, because he's the reason why Peter becomes Spider-Man and why he finally decides to be responsible with his powers. Because the fact that he was irresponsible is the reason why he doesn't have his Uncle Ben. You see what I'm saying? So
exactly.
That's the whole point of him becoming the hero. And like you said, Dimitri, it's almost like in the MCU, it's like all of that is not there. It's okay. So why did he ever become Spider-Man? Like,
I know why.
We don't know.
Yeah, let me give you a suit, new suit, bruh. Here you go. Here's the Spider-Man Iron Spider suit.
To all our viewers out there, we just gonna let y'all know. Demetrius he's like a 50-50 split with this Spider-Man. He a little on edge about it.
Yeah, with reason, dude. I have balance points, okay? It's not like I'm just a raging like.
No, he does. It just comes off a little aggressive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just passionate, okay? I'm a little passionate about it. Spider-Man's like one of my favorite heroes, so I don't like when they just play with my dude like that. Like, you gotta put some respect on his name, and they ain't done it yet.
Yes, man.
I feel like they. Oh, what were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say it was a lot in that little 1 minute. I think it was a minute.
It was like
they did
a lot of some change.
Yeah, they did a lot in that trailer.
They had a lot. It was a lot to get out of that little trailer they put.
Oh,
Teaser, because they haven't even put the trailer out.
The actual trailer out yet.
I'm like, if this was the teaser, what's the trailer gonna be like?
And there's just a couple of things that, like I said, that stick out to me about the trailer and just about this particular Spider-Man in general. I'll start off by talking about what I think about Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. As far as I think the lore of Spider-Man goes and how that character is supposed to be portrayed, I think this Spider-Man is the perfect Peter Parker for me.
Yeah.
Like I agree. Yeah, because I think he's a great combination of like, he's nerdy but not a complete lost cause. Because let's be honest, like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was
a train wreck.
He was a complete train wreck.
He was an emotional train wreck, bro.
Like he's literally
couldn't get the girl.
No, he's the crying
like
Spider-Man, bro. Like he's the complete.
He's not the crying Spider-Man. He's the emo Spider-Man with that dance.
No, the one that was the what's the name? Andrew Garfield is on the complete.
He was the emo.
He's the Because he's right. He's the hipster. So I think both of those Spider-Man like play on like different types of that character, but I think that they purposely tried to do with Tom Holland is mix it. They tried to give it, and like I say before, and I'll say it again, I feel like the creators of the Spider-Man movie, I really think this era of Spider-Man is really a love story to the Back to the Future movies, because it keeps that vibe so hard. Even the fact that Peter is always paired with an older counterpart. It mirrors Doc and Marty's relationship like perfectly. It's like that, like I said, is that partnership thing. Like Peter's character in those movies, he thrives off of it. That's why he jumps from Tony Stark into the hands of, Doctor Strange. Because I don't think that Spider-Man, as much as you hate it, Demetrius, like the way they wrote that character, he wouldn't do well by himself. So he needs a Ned, you know what I'm saying? He needs a Doctor Strange. A happy, exactly. Yeah. He needs another character to bounce off of. Because I'll say it once again, like this Peter Parker is nothing but Michael J. Fox. That's all he is. That is it.
Agree. No, literally, bro.
I agree.
Like the way he talks and acts and
everything.
Like when he was, I'll tell you a scene that really stood out that you seen it was in Far From Home when Happy came and picked him up and they was in the jet and he was building the suit and he like turned on the music. He's he was like real giddy and upbeat. Like he had that moment. That was like that Michael J. Fox moment when he was like, stop. Like when he talks, it's almost like close the eyes. You can kind of hear it. You see him in like Michael J. Fox. Like when you first told me that, and I was like, damn, Chad, I never thought of that, but now it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's a perfect way to put it. Like
it is.
I mean,
killed it with that one.
Even with the speech patterns, they got similar. It's like that's exactly what they told Tom Holland to do was, hey, watch all the Back to the Future movies, study that. Because that's what we want you to be. Like, and it fits. And my thing is that's cool. But my other point is just that as far as the trailer goes, that's why I'm almost completely, I'd say I'm 99.9% sure that we're going to have the other Spider-Man. Because once again, that we need that dynamic for Tom Holland.
We need him to be carried. No, we need him to be carried a little bit.
Literally, he's going to have to get carried. Like, it is what it is. And I'm just saying that's not, and I think they wrote him like that on purpose. That's just how they wrote
him. That's who he is.
Yeah, because the other two Spider-Man, like I said, they were, for the most part, loners. Think about it this way. The Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he didn't even really have the best friend dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Where were you?
Yeah, where you been?
Right. And then in the first Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Like Peter and Harry had like a volatile relationship. It was always we're cool, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like it was toxic as hell. So I'm just like, yeah, it was time for that. It was time for a Spider-Man character that really heavily relied on friends. And literally that's what this guy is. He's a character that heavily relies on his surroundings. And that's fine. That's cool. And I'm good with that. But like I said, all of that means is that literally I got two things from the trailer. Number one, like I said, the fact that all of these villains are coming definitely means that we're going to get both of the other respective Spider-Man from the universes. Number two is that somewhere in the trailer, Doctor Strange doing that astral projection thing to Peter, like that he got done to himself. And it looks like I said, that him and Peter are like in some kind of like an argument or a fight or something like that. And let's not even talk about at the beginning where Doctor Strange just willingly says, hey, sure, kid, let me just do this. Let me just do this for you.
Like, I was like, that's not Doctor Strange.
It's not Doctor Strange. So I'm standing firm in the fact that's not actually Stephen.
We're doing a Mephisto.
I think that is. I don't think that's Stephen Strange. That's not Doctor Strange.
Yeah, exactly. Because like when I watched it, I was
5 minutes ago.
Look. But anyway, when I watched the trailer, totally not 5 minutes ago. So I was wondering, like, why was Doctor Strange so willing to just be so buddy with Tom? And he just, I got my coffee mug. I'm gonna put this fire on in my fireplace. And I'm gonna put on some slow jazz.
Yeah, the coat with the cape on the outside of the thing.
And a hoodie.
Exactly.
Like, who are you? Who are you? With the drip.
Yeah. He's just like, what can I do for you? I'm like, what?
Right.
And then he allowed him to call Stephen. He was like, that sounds weird, but I'll allow it. I was like, oh.
Right. He's like, how can I help you, kid? I've only had one other interaction with. It's like,
exactly.
It's like, we saved the universe.
Like, oh yeah, you can call me Stephen. You know, it's cool. It's like, really? That doesn't sound like.
No.
Doctor Strange would not let him call him Stephen. He'd be like, it's Doctor Strange, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
What if? No pun intended. But what if somehow it was Mysterio still?
Yeah. I think that's a good option right there, because I do feel like somehow we're not done with Mysterio in this universe. I don't know if that would be a great way for him to appear in that movie. That would be crazy.
Because you think he's dead, and then he shows up, and he's one of the last members of the Sinister Six. Oh, where's Mysterio? And he just shows up like, oh, I've been here the whole time. He just changes from Doctor Strange into like Mysterio or whatever.
So, right. That would be crazy.
And it's like, crazy. What's up?
But how would you explain away, like, because
I mean, I get it.
I would love that and hate it at the same time, because then it would be like
it'll be hard to
be an illusion. Nothing would be real. It's like if
that's the only problem with it.
That's the only problem.
It's an illusion. Yeah,
exactly.
But it would be dope as hell, though.
It would be, but like
there's a way somewhere. We can figure this out.
Mysterio wouldn't know and wouldn't have an idea about any of that stuff.
Not this version, but like maybe if it was maybe more common because he could. I don't know, maybe. I might be off.
Yeah.
Would you really be satisfied?
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be satisfied with that.
Nah, I wouldn't be satisfied, but it would be like one of those oh shit moments. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that shit coming, and it'd pay off a lot better than that boner joke or whatever from. It'd pay off way better than that.
Yeah, it would definitely pay off better. It would definitely pay off better than that. But the only reason that it makes me think that it probably isn't an illusion because number one, like you said, how would Mysterio even know? Yeah, how would we cast a spell? And then if the whole movie is like it was all an illusion thing, that would piss off a lot of fans.
Right. That would piss off a lot of fans more than not having the Spider-Man in the movie with.
Exactly. That would certainly.
I totally agree.
I agree too. And another thing that really solidifies the fact that at least Tobey Maguire will be in the movie is how at the end how Doc Ock reacted to Peter Parker. Because if you think about, because he was like, "Oh, hey, Peter," like he recognized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Right? He didn't say. Like, he wasn't like Peter.
Right, exactly. Like they look completely right, because they don't look. He looks completely different. So it's not like I feel like he was saying that to Toby because when he said it, like, definitely. I'm back.
He might have been looking. He might have been looking behind Holland, and maybe like he's in the foreground, like the Tom Maguire Spider-Man behind him.
I was about to say they might be in that same fighting scene together. They might be in that same.
Because Marvel is good for cutting stuff out in their trailers. Because remember in Civil War, they cut Spider-Man out of the part when they were running, like when they were about to fight each other. And remember in the movie he was with them, but in the trailer he wasn't there. So they damn sure know how to cut people out in them trailers. And I definitely agree with that one.
The same with what's the name? They cut Hulk out of that whole scene in Wakanda.
That made me mad.
That did make me mad.
That made me mad.
That was the one cut I did hate.
Yeah,
I wanted that redemption, man. I wanted him to get that redemption. I was like, you can't go out like that, Hulk. You can't go out cowering. You got to go out like at least fighting.
Exactly. That's where I'm at with it. But so I want to get you guys' opinions. Like, what I'm trying to make the black suit start to grow on me. What do you guys think of the new Tom Holland suits and this No Way Home?
I don't like that suit. I don't like it at all. Like why has he got like different colored like arms? Like that's so every time I'm like, okay, I'm loving the costume and I see the arm. I'm like, what is that? Like that's every time. Every time I start to love it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm loving it. And then at the end of the action figure turns into an arm, and I see that red. I'm like,
the red,
it's terrible. And also, what?
Or the fact that in the newer, because I saw like the toys or whatever, and he had astral projection like web thing.
Yeah, he has an astral projection suit too.
I was like, what is?
Yeah, or let's not even talk about the little stupid like astral projection like spider logo
on his chest.
Yeah, and also like he could have looked so much better if they gave him a gauntlet on his other arm. Like, why does he only have one?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know.
He should have had two at least. So, come on.
I think what happened was they were like really trying to get those toys out, and they were like, "Man, we don't have enough time to put out another gauntlet. He's going out there with one." And they put the toy line out.
I don't know.
They were really trying to make that money real quick. They're like, "Oh, we got to get out the trailer. This out. We got to get that money."
This is my theory on the suit. Regardless of what it looks like, I think what it is for him passing through different multiverses. It has to do something with that. Because in the trailer, you see him running through somewhere.
You see him running through something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to have that purpose for him to travel through, or it has to have that mystic ability in the suit from Doctor Strange to help him get through wherever he's going, because I don't think he could just do it in a normal suit. They're gonna give a reason for having a new suit. They always
they can't just have him be like, "Hey, Doctor Strange, pop me in universe whatever," and he just opens a little whatever, just pushes Peter through.
Yeah, it's something behind it. So I'm sure it'll be explained. And then as far as the look of it, it's basically the suit, but it's just black and gold with the
with little like weird
like runes on it. Yeah, those like gold runes on it.
But would it have been better if he had the cape from the What If? Like, he got the What If cape.
Hey, I'm watching it if he got the cape, the levitation cape. I'm watching it. I'm down.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love the levitation cape. I think that's dope. But like that, I like what you just mentioned, Marcus, about how he was like running in the trailer. Because in the trailer, he was actually that was Feast that he was running through.
Yeah.
So do you guys think,
you know what that means? You know what that means, right?
I hope I know what it means. Because
it's what it should mean.
It's what we hope it means. Yeah.
So think about it this way. So if that's the case, do you guys think that he's gonna grab Miles from another universe? Because think about it this way. Okay. Now, if Miles is in his universe right now, what I'm thinking is that you got Aaron Davis. But Aaron, for my money, like that Aaron did not seem like the same person that will go on to become the Prowler.
No.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't give me those vibes. So I'm thinking like, you think in this movie somehow the multiverse thing is going to be a way for them to introduce? Because naturally, Peter and Miles in some stories are from two different universes.
Yeah.
So do you think the Miles is going to come from the universe where Peter died and then like somehow help them defeat the Sinister Six also? Do you think that's a possibility?
I could be. Or sorry. Will you go to them?
Nah, go ahead.
A theory that I thought is that instead of like him traveling to different universes, what if Doctor Strange just mashes the universe together and it's like overlap? You know what I'm saying? Like
that would be crazy.
So like Miles is already there because it's overlapped together. Like the universe is smacked together already. So he's already just existing, and that's why maybe Feast just showed up because of how the universe changed. So that's what I thought about when we were talking about. I was like, that's what would work better if you're going to introduce him, because it's just he's already there. It's already kind of part of the universe. You don't have to go, we got him from this universe. We can just say, he's already there, and you can tease him that way without you having to squeeze him in. You know what I mean? You can like
already be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Marvel, don't be knocking on my door because I figured it out. But
what I'm thinking is, so definitely he's in a different universe, because the fact of the matter is he has his mask off. So the only way he's gonna have his mask off is because people not gonna know who he is. Unless like Doctor Strange didn't fully fix the whole I'm not Spider-Man thing in his universe. But I'm pretty sure by that time in the movie that's already done. So they're traveling through different multiverses. So I'm pretty sure that's somewhere else. But my thing is, I think if he is at Feast, he's either there to get. I'm gonna put my money in on Andrew Garfield, because his Spider-Man feels like he would have like Feast in his movie. Because I don't think Toby was already in college and trying to deal with bills and stuff like that. Toby's Spider-Man is like, if you want to compare it to Into the Spider-Verse, Toby is Peter B. Parker.
Peter B.
Like the one who's dealing with bills and he getting married and trying to have kids and stuff like that stuff. And then Andrew Garfield is more I'm the Peter who's figuring it out. I'm kind of getting through there and blah, blah, blah. I'm still new to this Peter. That could be what's going on. He could be there to try to recruit him or try to find him. And I honestly think I agree with you on how they did with Aaron Davis. They didn't really set him up to be the Prowler.
They didn't at all.
Because of the way his character was. He was too cool. It was like he was too cool and laid back, and he didn't give me like those uncle vibes. Like
exactly.
But I do think Miles is already in that universe. I just think he's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Because Peter is in high school, so of course he's a little bit younger than him, and I think that's why if they did bring Miles as Spider-Man, like you said, Chad, it would be from another universe. because of the fact of the age. Because I guess Miles would be like, what? That's how it would work. So with saying that, I agree with your point, Chad, about maybe he's gonna come from him. But I would love for them to introduce him in the main MCU, just so we could have like that character growth and like the movies to come. Okay, so we know Miles is here now, so eventually we're gonna get that team up, because then that'll be like the passing of the torch of Tom Holland, of being that he goes from being that team up person to the mentor almost. That would be a good way for him to finally grow up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going to have to do a lot of growing. And that's the only thing with this. He's going to, and I know Demetrius is going to make that point too, because in order for this Peter we're talking about, and I'm going to get back to your point too, Marcus. I think, and I'm leaning towards you, Demetrius, with this one, because I agree with you. Because if Peter is going to be a mentor to Miles, this Peter, Tom Holland's Peter, still learning stuff. So what I would say would be like, let's say they did introduce that Peter and Miles dynamic into the main MCU, and what ends up happening is somehow Tom Holland, I don't want to say,
come on, say it.
Somehow his Peter's gonna die.
Yeah,
what they end up doing is making a switch and going to Garfield's universe, and that's where we get that Spiderman dynamic from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that will be interesting. That will be interesting.
I was gonna say, or two, to add a little bit of spice in there. If you go to Toby's universe, you bring back a Miles from his universe, but this Miles is like a grown man, and the Miles in Tom Holland's universe sees him, and he has that moment. You know what I'm saying?
That could be interesting.
And because I would love to see a Miles Morales from his universe.
Oh, me too. And because I think, I don't know if you guys saw it, because somebody had made like some artwork, and they made Giancarlo Miles, and I'd love to have something like that, to where like that would be a crazy twist. If you can see an older Miles like jump through the portal and he rips off his mask and it's a gray-haired Giancarlo is supposed to. So I'd be like, yo, what?
Yes,
like that would be crazy. Man. But I think there's one thing we're forgetting about though. And it was like whispers about it in the main, kind of like the early days of them teasing No Way Home. Because if you look at the trailers and stuff and the promotional stuff, it throws you off a little bit. But let's remember, Ned is skinny now.
He's there, man. That's why, like, I was like, that bomb is like it's just distracting us from the fact that that's probably gonna be him.
You think so?
I think so, because I feel like all this stuff he's going through with Peter and stuff like that, he's gonna feel some type of way about it. Because the last movie, he wasn't really a part of any of that.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel some type of way about it.
I think he got a little jealousy coming because now MJ's in the picture. Okay, so MJ found out. You saw how he was when he was like, "Oh, I already knew." So it's. And then the fact that everybody knows that he's Spider-Man now, so Ned is gonna be like, "Oh, now he gotta go through ABC." Like they're gonna find a way to do it, but it's gonna have to happen because that's what happens in the comics. So I don't think they chose him just for him to be the guy in the chair. I think they chose him because what better way to set up a villain when it's your best friend? It's literally happened in every Spider-Man movie. Like, your friend is the villain. Like, you have to fight your friend. You see what I'm saying? So
here's the crazy part about it. They teased it like heck early, because in one of the runs, he's a guy behind a chair and he's like sending goblins out there to fight Spider-Man. He literally doesn't come out to the end of it, and he just sends goblins to mess with Spider-Man. Like, that's the whole run. And I'm like,
so is he going to be from another universe though? He's going to have to be.
He's going to have to be. I don't see this Ned I don't see this Ned going, I'm gonna kill Peter.
Yeah, I don't see him going like deep dark. I hate you, Peter.
Because even in the interrogation scene in the trailer, he's still chubby. He's still the same Ned, the long hair, chubby Ned. So my thing is that Ned is going to have to come from another universe. So
wasn't he had a Leatherman jacket in one of the photos they had with him when they would look like he was going to the basement or whatever? in one of that photos.
Yeah.
So he did. He had a Leatherman jacket on. He was slimmer in that photo. So he's gone slim down at some point in time in the movie.
Oh, go ahead.
He might just be like when he comes to another universe, he might pretend to be his friend because he knows or whatever, and then like he might trick him or something like that. Maybe.
I feel like this is crazy to me because I'm just trying to figure out because we're naming a lot of stuff, man. Like, and for the movie to maybe only be 3 hours in runtime, like they're gonna have to cover a lot of ground because even we're talking about Ned being like the Green Goblin, but in the trailer you can clearly hear, like I said, those.
Oh, that's William Dafoe, baby.
That's William Dafoe. So like,
I know that laugh.
And the pumpkin bombs are those same ones from the Tobey Maguire
same
movies.
exact ones.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, I'm just like, how are they going to do this?
Because they've been setting it up. Like this movie for sure, I know they're setting it up. Because like another one, I was like, okay, they're not. Because he's not what he is now in the newer one. So I'm like, okay. And I feel like with the multiverse, they can introduce it because he could technically be from one of the other universes or whatever, and like Goblin picked him up or whatever, and was like, "Yo, come on," and took him out with him and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, like I said, because as we know in the multiverse, anything's possible. So you don't ever really. We literally have Dark Claw, where Batman literally mixed with Wolverine. So
bro.
So in multiverse, bro, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
And look, his name was Logan Wayne, which I think is the greatest mashup name ever.
Logan Wayne.
Logan Wayne.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh.
Seriously, I think it's definitely awesome, man. But I'm interested in seeing what's gonna happen.
And then we got to introduce all the other villains or whatever. We got to explain why they're there. So we got to explain it for the people who haven't seen it. I think people don't watch previous anything.
Yeah, it's a new group of people.
They only watch MCU. They only watch.
Yeah, a lot of these people haven't been through what we've been through, like the good, the bad, the ugly. Like they haven't been through the stretch like we have. So
you got to give them the Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad character.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Look, Doc Ock comes out and then it's like a pause, and then you get the background with stuff. It's like Peter's notebook or something. Yeah, look at this guy. You know, I don't know where he's from. He just came out of nowhere.
With a doodle, when he doodles him, and it's like doodle art style and like the corners or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be interesting, bro. Like I don't know how they're gonna fit all this stuff into unless they pull a part 1 and a part 2 or something. Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Well,
it's interesting.
I know they said it's gonna be leading up to a multiverse of madness. It's supposed to lead into that movie with Doctor Strange and Wanda. So that's probably gonna be like the part 2 of it, but not as more focused on Spider-Man's whole thing. But it's gonna open up that world of, okay, so how is this multiverse thing actually working? What are the repercussions of it? How is this? It's probably gonna dive more deep into it with that movie. But this is definitely the start of it. It's warming you up to that one. So it's about to get crazy either way. I know that. It's gonna be crazy.
Look, I'll say it like this. If that movie ain't the best Spider-Man movie ever and all this hype that's come up, I'll be mad. I'll be mad about it. Because as much as they hyped this up and how much was like this movie's the best, or he didn't say the best Spider-Man movie. He might as well have said the best Spider-Man movie. He might as well have said that. It better be good. Like I swear, if I go in there.
It has a lot of potential.
It has a lot.
It has potential.
But it can fall into the third movie curse or whatever you believe.
Yeah,
it can fall into that.
That's the only thing that makes me nervous. But because of what we've seen so far, I really hope it's a fun movie and it's not too serious.
I want it to be fun. Yeah, I want it to be fun.
Because I feel like it's time for Tom to get a kind of fun movie. Because his last 2 movies, he didn't really had to deal with some like serious stuff. Like he had to fight a man whose daughter he took to the prom, and this man literally was trying to kill him. Then in the second movie, you're dealing with a dude who's upset about getting fired, so he's trying to take it out on the world. And you just made a big mistake by handing him the whole company almost.
right?
Like he didn't have the last two movies been a little dark for him, so it'll be kind of like I ain't saying make it lighthearted. Don't try to make it too complicated. Like Endgame with the whole time traveling. Don't make it too complicated.
Yeah,
make it fun for us. Make it like, okay, I'm going into this movie. Half of it's not going to make sense, but I'm okay with that.
I'll say it like this: if I have a good time watching it, I'll be okay. But
I ain't gotta have no big explanation and all that. No, I ain't gotta have that.
Just drop the Spider-Man in there, drop the villains, give me that fight, and I'm okay. I'm cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like the movie's probably gonna be like more lighthearted because, like you said, it's people haven't seen those other Spider-Man movies, so they have no idea what's going on. So there's just I feel like they're probably gonna try to explain everything like more satirically instead of like
just don't over exposition it for me.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, you Spider-Man from this universe got it. Spider-Man from this universe got it. Doc Ock from that universe got it. Just give me the Earth and the day, the title, or whatever, or what number they're from, and keep it moving. Like I know. Guy has metal arms. Okay, got it. That's good backstory. Right. I don't need no more.
I do know this much. With William Dafoe being in it, he killing somebody because his Green Goblin
somebody
did not spare he spared nobody, bro.
Yeah, he was.
He was finna kill Aunt May, like a little old lady. He did not care, bro. So it's gonna get ugly when he come into the picture. Like Doc Ock. He's a little bit more reserved because he's a villain, but he's not a villain. Mm-hmm. But William Dafoe's Green Goblin, oh my goodness.
Oh, he don't care.
Yeah, like people, the body count's gonna be a little high, okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little high,
yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, they're definitely gonna. That's also why I think there's gonna be multiple Spider-Men because I mean they're gonna separate the tension between the other three Spider-Men because it has their own villains.
Yeah,
so, that's true.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of like flip-flopping.
It really is.
Because here's the thing: I'll say it like this, at the very least, they're gonna make cameos in it because you have to explain where these villains are. You can't just be like, this is just a universe where Tom Holland with Spider-Man here, and it's a whole different lineup. No.
Everything's crazy over there. It's just a whole different I think we could safely say that, like I said, I'm not so sure about Miles, not fully, but I think we could safely say that we will see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in some capacity in this movie. I think that's safe.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
But if we were to get like some kind of Miles cameo, it'd probably be like at the end of the movie.
Oh
yeah,
or the post credit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, the post credit.
It's gonna be because I feel like in this movie, Marissa Tomei May is gonna be. I think Feast is gonna be a part of Tom Holland's MCU like universe too. So. I think what's gonna happen is after everything like is died down and stuff, they're gonna be working at Feast and how they do in movies. They be saying, okay, come here. And then somebody walks in and said, oh, hi, I'm Miles. I'm here to volunteer today. My uncle, my dad, or my mom. Because like you said, Chad, his mom could be running for some kind of political office in this universe.
Because I think
we
that
just
lady
don't know it yet.
I think they showed her already in the trailer.
I'm mixed bag on that. I don't know because, I don't know.
They showed a lady. They showed a lady that looked like it could be his mom.
Yeah. So like, but either way, I think that's how they would introduce him because it'll be a way like, you know how they did at the end of. I know this is not a good movie to use, but like how they did at the end of Power Rangers with Tommy.
Okay.
You know, something like that. But except with Miles, I actually get to see him because I think they even said it was like a guy on set, a young black actor on set or something like that when they were shooting the movie. So I don't know how true that is.
We'll see the back of his head in ones. Okay, we'll see the back of the head in ones. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel since something like that is so highly anticipated, they're probably gonna try their hardest to have it fly over our heads. He's just gonna be a regular black kid, like in some random place, and we're all gonna miss him. Yeah.
Or they could just have him like literally bump into like Peter at like randomly, and we just don't register it because we're just all focused in the story, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, we don't make the connection.
It could go a lot of ways.
It can go a lot of ways. But based on, like I said, based on just the current hype, I feel like, because we all know that Marvel doesn't do anything by mistake. So if you guys have been keeping up with everything as far as like the way the action figures have been released, they just released the Miles Morales figure in the same grouping as the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home. He's in that same bundle. And then recently we just got a trailer for the new Spider-Man video game, Spider-Man 2. And guess what? Miles is in that also.
Miles is in it.
So,
Yep.
So I don't know. Like I said, Marvel never does anything by mistake. So we'll see. I think we got a pretty good chance.
And it's like, and isn't it like the 10th year anniversary of Miles' debut?
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
we'll see. We'll see.
I would love it though. I would love it too. I think it would be great to finally give him his due, because I keep saying he's in the universe because his uncle literally is there. And he says,
he's literally there.
He's in there. Yeah,
I have a nephew that lives around here, so he's there. So you just gotta actually show him now or do something.
Wait. Didn't that was the first movie, right?
That was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, he could technically be that old because there's already the blip happened. So yeah,
it did.
Oh yeah,
I just thought about that.
I got blip.
Yeah, the blip happened. Yeah, so I just
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yeah.
So it could work.
You're right, Demetrius.
It could work.
You know what? You were smart.
I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
I thought about it. I was like, wait, that's the first movie. I was just thinking, man, that was the first movie. I was like, the blip happened. That was a big moment of the second movie.
That changes a lot of stuff. That changes a lot.
So he's in that. He's in that movie.
He's in the movie.
He's in the movie.
See, we just wrote the movie. We just wrote it.
We did. Marvel, we helped you out,
bro.
We helped you out. So
do not knock out doors. We did not figure it out.
Right.
Look, Kevin Feige like this right now. Oh my God.
For real. I got it.
No. The next couple of days, we're gonna be approached by some lawyers to tell us to sign an NDA.
Right. They're gonna be like, "Hey guys, cut the bullshit, okay? Cut it."
Who is this square round table?
Right. Who are these?
Who are these square round table?
But in other news, guys, so this news broke my heart. I just want to know, what do you guys think about the rating of the Venom movie, Venom 2? There will be carnage.
I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it.
I don't like it. You can't have carnage and have a PG-13 rating, bro. He's a serial killer.
No, his origin alone warrants a freaking rated R. His origin alone rated R. Yeah. What are we getting? Are we not getting a backstory? Because if you're not telling a backstory, maybe you can get away with a PG-13. Even then, what is he gonna do in the movie if he got a PG-13 rating? What are he doing?
I don't know.
Nah,
they're gonna release some bullshit statement talk about, but it's a PG-13 movie that really pushes the boundaries.
That they just said that.
They just said that. They literally just said that. Yeah, they literally just said
the boundaries.
They said they push the boundaries of whatever you can do with a PG-13. They said we're like on the edge of like PG-13.
You might as well give it a rated R.
It's like, what does that even mean?
No, I know what it means. No blood. He's just not gonna bleed. He's just gonna fall on the ground. You're like, oh, he's alive still.
It's it's a look, bro. You know what else pushed the boundaries of PG-13? Toy Story 3. So give me a break,
bro. But you know what? All that means is it's a way for them to bridge it to the No Way Home. That's what I think, bro.
Well, you really think they're gonna bridge it?
They just revealed Tom Hardy, right?
Tom Hardy. He had a No Way Home hat on.
He had a No Way Home hat on. Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Dead ass.
Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
Are they really going to do that?
And they've been wanting to put them in the same universe for a while now, and they said that it's possible in the future. I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you why I don't want that to happen, because it's a grown man.
Yeah.
And Pete is a teenager still. And like when they meet, they're grown men.
You gotta, at the very least, do it in the Tom McGuire universe. for it to make sense.
Yeah.
At least he's old enough for it to work out.
No, the Andrew Garfield, because remember we already had Venom.
No, what we can do is say, nah, that didn't happen. Spider-Man 3, that part did not happen. Just erase that
Look,
from
the
your
Doctor
mind.
Strange in that universe, he flipped it back.
Right? He said, nah, no way. But
yeah,
no,
that's the only way that could work. Yeah.
You can't have I'm sorry, but and not to Tom Holland Spider-Man. He just learned he's getting his training wheels off. He can't fight Carnage, let alone Venom. Carnage is
he
Carnage
dying. He dying.
Carnage don't care. He don't care. He ain't gonna wait for you to catch your breath, like a Vulture or a Mysterio. He ain't gonna wait you to catch your breath. He's gonna be like, nah, it's a wrap.
It's over.
Bruh. But you know what, bro? I honestly think just Marvel, anything associated with Marvel, they're so afraid of that R rating because they try to get the family ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna hurt them in the long run because Blade is coming in a few more years.
Yes.
You got Mahershala Ali, and you're not going to give it an R rating with a character who kills vampires. It spells an R rating.
I know what they're going to do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's y'all at some point, y'all got to let it go. We get it. Y'all family friendly, but y'all the same company that just bought Fox, who makes adult movies, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like somewhere you got to draw the line with that. It's like, how are you gonna do this and keep it PG-13? But I'm just a spectator. But go ahead, D. 2
points. 1, I know how they're gonna do the vampire thing. They're gonna have them dust away. They're gonna do the dust effect, so they don't have to show the blood or nothing like that. They're gonna have them just evaporate into the air, Thanos style, just
disintegrate.
And then point 2 is about the R rating. Eventually, you're getting the storylines. If you think about it like this, you have to water down storylines. At one point in time, Thanos knocked Iron Man's head clean off his body, and that was on a whole page of itself. And we're just like, oh. And then you're getting into Kang. Kang is not a person you can put in a PG-13 rating.
Exactly, bro.
And then if you get into Galactus, come on now, come on.
But yeah, bro, I don't know, bro. I'm not happy with that because my whole thing with Carnage is, okay, so listen, this is me if I'm doing that movie. I'm making it like a horror movie, hands down.
It's gotta be.
It's gonna have that horror movie feel because Carnage is supposed to be like it's literally a psychopath merged with the symbiote, okay? So that's already craziness. So I'm finna have it like where he's in the lurking in the dark. You just see the whiteness of his eyes and stuff, and you hear the creepy voice, and you see the tongue coming out with the red tentacles and stuff, and it snatch somebody up in the alleyway and just go ham on them, and you just see the blood leak out of the shadows into the street. I'm thinking about that when I'm thinking about Carnage. Okay.
Yes. I don't
want to see Carnage eat somebody and just swallow him, and then there's no blood. Okay.
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
Yeah. I might be a bonehead about this, but isn't Carnage composed of blood?
Yeah.
Isn't he totally blood?
Anyway?
Yeah. Technically, he just comes out of his blood, so he's always there. So he is blood. So you got to give it that R rating just for the fact that he just made of blood.
Exactly. I just don't know why they wouldn't do that though. I'm just everybody already thought that it was gonna be R-rated, so it's just what you trying to sell Carnage toys? I don't know.
Yeah, they gotta fill the pop figures, man. The Funko Pop, man. I saw the Carnage Funko Pop and I was like, I'd rather keep my money. I'll go get one of the older ones.
They got pictures of the Carnage Funko Pops?
Yeah, you haven't seen it? I don't like it. I don't like it personally, but maybe you guys do. But also on the point of the movie idea you just put out with a horror story, I direct it and put it out because I want that movie out. Look, tomorrow, god dang.
Yeah, like I said, I think and that is ugly, Dmitri. I'm looking at.
Thank you. I know myself.
That is pretty ugly. But yeah, I'm just thinking. I don't know, man. I don't even want. I wanted another Venom because I'm just not a fan of Tom Hardy's Venom. I'm just not.
He's whiny. He's whiny.
And then the motivation's not there because his motivation in the comics was angry at Peter Parker, and it made sense that him and the symbiote went together because they both hated Peter Parker. It just happened to be Spider-Man, so it worked out. So you got all that weight to the character. But now it's like, all right, bromance.
And like I always say, where did the eyes come from? Like, how does Venom even know how to make that a thing? Like, how? Where does that come from?
He was because in the comic books, he's with Spider-Man first. So he's mimicking Peter.
Technically speaking, they retconned it. He was with Deadpool first. Before he was with Spider-Man, he was with Deadpool. So that's why he's crazy. Yeah, that's yeah.
Where does that even come from?
I forget what run it was, but that's a thing. Yeah, I learned that in the I watched the a history of, and it was like, he was bonded to Deadpool first, and then he got somehow Peter Parker, and then Eddie Brock.
My thing is like, if they try to do this, I'm not gonna give MCU and Sony the okay to reverse engineer like Venom's, relationship with Peter Parker. Like, you guys, you're full of shit for that. Because I think if you were going to do that, I said it from the beginning. I was like, I would love to see like some kind of character like with what's his name with Flash, as Venom. I would have loved to have seen, because my thing is the dynamic works. It works. Flash can't stand Peter. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like, like I said, and think about it this way, he really wants to be Spider-Man. He loves the Spider-Man.
You can do it that way. I was just about to ask that question, but you literally answered my question. I was like, he loves Spider-Man, but you're like, he wants to probably be Spider-Man. So he might do that, start off that way, and then the symbiote takes over or whatever, and he becomes what he is.
And exactly, and it'll be a perfect concept, because that's how I would do it, because there'll be some point in there where Venom finds out, or this universe's Venom finds out that Spider-Man has been Peter the whole time, and he gets pissed, and that's when their whole thing, that's when they start their head-to-head thing.
I dig it.
So I'm just like, that they could have did that and they ruined it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
for what? The fact that they didn't want to share the characters because people own the characters. I'm like, come on, dude, just give us what we want, man.
It's 2021, bro. Get over that stuff, man.
Yeah, just hand over the character for a movie or two or whatever. You got to broker a deal and then take them back. It's all right. It's good.
Bro, we're literally in an. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
I was just gonna say, this is another question I have too about No Way Home is, do y'all think that they'll ever introduce Harry in those movies, or do you think Flash and Ned is gonna serve as like the Harry, like a split of Harry in those movies?
I don't think they're ever gonna introduce Harry, because they would have done it by now. Like they would, because they haven't even introduced Osborn. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like
he's like the main.
I'm kind of bummed about that,
dude, man. Like
I think pretty much like we were just talking about, Ned and Flash pretty much are. They're basically serving as two halves of Harry. Yeah, basically. Yeah, even if they did do it, let's say, we'll just play devil's advocate. Let's say they did introduce a Harry in this movie, I'd be pissed, because I'd be like, damn, I really wish y'all did that earlier so we could get an idea for who this person is, not just throw him in there and be like, hey guys, I'm Harry, I've been here the whole time.
Made Spider-Man too.
Right.
I know, right?
It's just
I was in boarding school.
Exactly. It would be the same situation. It would be the same. Peter's just going to be like, yeah, let me just go to Staten Island and see my other friend, Harry, that's been there the whole time.
We're supposed to be best friends, but like, I don't ever talk about him. I only talk about him.
We stopped talking to each other. He took my
we've been pen pals for years. All right, we just write letters to each other.
He took my lunchbox when we were 3, so I got mad at him.
Right, it's not. I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're gonna do that. I hope they don't do that. That's just, like I said, that's really gonna be like waste of time, because I'm like, y'all introducing brand spanking new characters. Like I'm gonna say it like this, Marcus, and all you guys, the only brand spanking new character I want them to introduce in this movie is Miles. Don't introduce anybody. I don't want to see that in Tom Holland's universe that they had a Gwen Stacy somewhere the whole time. I don't want to see that. Yeah. I don't want to see a Gwen Stacy Spider-Man. I don't want to see it. I just want to see Miles. I don't even want Venom to appear in this movie. Like, I just don't. Like, it's going to be stupid. Like, I don't want to see it.
It's a bigger thing, because we're talking about Venom. I just thought about Morbius again, because it always comes up in the conversation.
I don't even think they're going to release that movie, bro.
It always comes up in conversations of, when you think about like movies of characters, you're like, like, where are you going with these solo villain movies? These villain anti-hero.
Craven.
Because, villain anti-hero. Like villain anti-hero movies, like without Spider-Man, they have no purpose whatsoever. Because what Craven gonna do? They'll be like, oh man, I need to hunt somebody else because he's the greatest predator. No,
he gonna go hunt Venom.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh no!
All right, then Craven's gonna get the symbiote. So now we got Venom, Craven.
Oh no!
See, it's just...
Hey, Josh, don't give them Funko people any ideas about that, okay?
Right, exactly. No, I really think that everybody got, because Joker was really a special case, bro. Like, Joker, literally, for me, the type of villain he is, he doesn't need Batman. He's just like his own thing. He's his own thing. Like, he's just cool, man. You can literally make all kinds of Joker movies. Even the Suicide Squad, like I said, these characters, like a Harley Quinn character, like it's been proven they can stand on their own. Harley Quinn's got a whole series by herself. These characters can stand. Like, Morbius cannot do that. Like, nobody cares.
And can we talk about his like origin in that movie? How he's I'm gonna go with
he like crippled or something, and he gets bat blood, and
I'm like, man, so we're making Batman in the Marvel universe, in the Sonyverse or whatever they want to call it. We're making Batman.
Yes, bro. It's just like Marcus said. I'd be surprised if they ever actually release that movie. Like, that movie's probably going to just stay on. I
saw a trailer for it like about a couple months ago, so it's steaming ahead. They're showing it to people.
They're showing it to people. Like I said, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even like that character in the first place. So I'm just, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: Morbius doesn't need a solo movie. He belongs in the Blade movie.
Yeah, it works.
Bottom line,
it works. That better.
Put him there, and then leave it at that. Like, we don't need no explanation of how he became Morbius. No, we don't need none of that. Just put him there and make that be that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all thinking too hard about this shit now. Like, it ain't gotta be all that.
Like, it's the crazy part. Like, who sat there and was like spinning the wheel of villains to put in a regular movie? It was like through the dark and was like, yeah, Morbius. Let's put him in a movie. Who was that guy? I want to know who the guy who was like, yeah, let's just pick him.
I don't want to see that. And then what makes it confusing is, in the trailer, you have Michael Keaton, who was in the MCU. So it's like,
they're trying to bridge the gap.
What are y'all trying to do?
They're trying
to figure it out.
They're trying to bring him in. They're trying to sneak him in to the universe and stuff like that. I'm like, it doesn't work.
Messy.
You can't establish characters outside of a universe and then go, oh wait, but they were all part of the thing the whole time. It's all connected. No. You already made Venom. So just be like, oh, now I know about Peter Parker.
No. Like I said, with Venom is really, like you said, Tom Hardy's Venom. It's weird, because when I watched it, I was like, it's not a bad movie. I was like, but it's something that doesn't click. Something that doesn't click with the way, I don't know. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it either. Like I said, it seemed, not saying that Tommy Boy isn't a good actor. You know what I'm saying? He did great acting wise.
Yeah, I like him in certain stuff. It's just that I just feel like he wasn't the right fit for this movie. And I don't know. Like you said, if it was that kind of movie, it should have been rated R. Like, it just wasn't the type.
Yeah.
Venom isn't those kind of villains just aren't PG-13 villains. I'm sorry.
No.
So don't make it if you ain't gonna stay true to the source. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're gonna ignore the source material, I don't want it. I'm good. You can keep
exactly. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. So, guys, like on the topic, since we're talking about Venom, before we wrap it up, one of the last things I wanted to talk about was, of course, the new Spider-Man video game.
Okay.
I wanted to know, what did you guys think about the little pre-trailer we got? And I told you guys they were going to do that, by the way. I want to go on record by saying when I told you guys that it was, I knew it. They were going to do a dual thing with Miles and Peter. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Take your respect.
Yeah.
So
you get your flowers, Chad.
I appreciate that. I'm already sold because of the fact that Venom is, of course, my boy Candyman, Tony Todd. You know what I'm saying?
That's all. That's what got me. I don't even care what else they do. That got me right.
When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, I'm sold." Take my money now.
I got chills. I said, "Ooh." I said it's Candyman.
Seriously.
I was like, man, shut up and take my money. Take it. It's yours already. I already pre-ordered. I haven't pre-ordered yet, but I might as well.
He's already pre-ordered.
Look, I'm all in. I'm all in on it, and on the fact that it's Miles and Peter. Yes. Then I'm guessing that's Craven who's doing the voiceover.
Yeah, that's Craven.
Yeah,
even though IGN was like, was that Craven? I'm like, every in the comments, that's definitely Craven. Like, why are we having this question mark here? It's not Craven. We know who that is.
Exactly. That's completely Craven.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I'm sold.
Yeah, I'm definitely sold.
Is it?
Their track record is really good right now. So
no, it is. Sold. So is it going to make you guys buy a PS5?
You know what?
I gotta really sit on it and think.
Yeah, I gotta sit on it. But that trailer did get me a little bit like, oh, I might. But like if I see like a gameplay trailer, oh, you might have my money at that point in time. If I see a gameplay fluid, like if it clean, it's nice.
I'm finna go to Walmart after the holidays and look for the rollbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I swear, like that after Christmas sale is finna be crazy.
I'm finna look for the rollbacks, bro. I'm finna cop a PS5 for $200.
I'm telling you, that's what everybody finna do. Because if you seriously think I'm gonna sit up here and buy this regular market price PS5, you got another thing.
There ain't enough games on the PS5 that are decent for me to buy a PS5.
Exactly.
Like, this is the only game so far that I'm like, okay, you have me interested. You had my attention at first. You're like, you dropping little games where you have my attention. Now you have me interested. Now I'm interested in what you got selling. Now drop me a gameplay trailer and you might have me sold.
No, I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. I just feel Sony's gonna make me buy a PlayStation 5 because they're gonna put they're just gonna make every new fighting game come out just on PS5. Like they're gonna make Tekken 8 is gonna be a PS5 exclusive. I feel it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like that's what they're gonna do now because like people aren't really gravitating to the PS5 because obviously.
Oh yeah, let's bring out a PS5 in the middle of a global pandemic where people aren't working anymore.
Bro, seriously.
People spending their what are those checks? Their stimulus checks on a PS5.
Right, you got spending a whole like, bro, it was crazy. Like I had homegirls like literally buying PS5s and selling them like ballooned up prices like for $800.
Like folks out here becoming like whole businessmen on eBay. Flipping game consoles,
flipping PS5. That's the whole thing.
Man, this is tragic. It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy, bro. People straight flipping PS5.
And that was back when they didn't have no games on it.
Exactly.
That was before Cyberbug. Like
that's before Cyberbug. Definitely. So, do y'all think there's any chance that they're gonna make the new Spider-Man game, like make a PS4 version of it?
No.
They gotta sell them consoles, man.
Yeah. The second I heard that it was a massive game, I was like, oh yeah, that's not good. I heard it's
Miles Morales was our last PS4 Spider-Man game. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chad.
So that new game is gonna have to be handled on that PS5 because apparently it's got the best quality of a picture. And, I knew you were gonna do the little air quotes and stuff because you always be talking about that.
Right.
And
bullshit,
especially
bullshit.
Exactly. And especially they got the naps just right on Miles. Because
oh my god.
Not the naps.
The naps.
But they need to give my boy Miles though like a clean Nas fade, bro. Like give him like let him fade it out, bro. Give him a nice fade, man.
Right.
Not for real, man. Like
he got like the generic black dude haircut, bro.
I swear, like
he got the like, style one on the character creation. You know, style one.
Literally,
the
regular 2K haircut. Yeah.
Nah, totally. Like one thing, like they like these next gen game consoles need to work on is black hair textures.
Yeah,
because like man, they stay lacking
look like
with black
hair.
Yeah.
Like,
but they're doing okay with the fade. The fades are okay, but the afros is just a travesty.
Oh no, them afros just terrible.
Them afros are bad, man.
No, them afros be weak. They're trying to get better. What I'm curious to see, like what the new, character models are going to look like for some of these black characters coming out. I think it's going to look pretty good. I'm pretty curious. I don't know. Like I told y'all before, as far as the PS5 is concerned, even if you know what I'm saying, like this game is crazy, and I'll be honest, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying, the Wolverine game is going to be cool. I don't really care too much about the Wolverine game. What do you guys feel about that?
I heard they're making an RPG Wolverine or something. I thought
that's like, that other game. I know what you're talking about, like Doctor Strange and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I saw at the same time I saw the Wolverine, announced the little.
I know what you're talking about.
What I don't is we didn't get no trailer. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Like I'm just seeing Claw turns around, gonna go fight somebody. That's all I saw. And I'm like, give me some combat, give me a little gameplay.
I think they're gonna put the Hulk. I think they're gonna put the Hulk in their game though.
That would be
cool.
That would be dope.
I think they're gonna put the Hulk in their game. That's what I think.
They gotta do him right. They can't have my boy MCU Hulk. He gotta be full fledged. You gotta be like
to be honest. The best way to do it is how the games have like that intro mission where it teaches you like the mechanics of the game. You get the flashback and it'll tell you like a year. And it's in the snow in the Alps, and like Logan is on a helicopter or whatever. Because I guess he's still like with the Weapon X program.
Okay.
Like he's dropping in for a mission, and I'm like, all right, Logan, you're here for a kill mission. The target cannot be left alive. And he's okay. So what do I gotta do? And it's like, all we're telling you is it's a massive force and it must be stopped. That's nothing new. Nothing they never stopped me. You know how he talks. So then, he puts out the cigar in the snow and he jumps down and then you hear like the snow and it's quiet. And then out of nowhere, you hear like a growl from far away and you hear it. And next thing is getting closer. And then as he's walking, the game starts and then the Hulk just come out of nowhere and bum rush you and blindside you.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's like and that'd be like the way that's how they teach you how to play the game and stuff.
Nah, that'd be dope.
That needs to happen.
Nah,
that needs to happen. Like now that you told me that, whatever they put out with a new game, I'm mad.
Well, I ruined
the game. How you already pre-ruined the
game? I'm like, dang, the Hulk didn't show up. Dang, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's okay.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you have a film, man. You can't help it. You create these scenarios.
Like I said, they need to hand you the keys to Marvel or DC, man. You make some.
Like Kanye said, instead of swear you don't have the answers, I got the answer.
But I feel as far as Wolverine is concerned, I think the game will be fine if it's good.
Yeah.
It'll be
They don't have a problem doing that with video games. It's just like when you talk about the politics of like movies and all that kind of stuff, that's when it gets weird. But video game content, even like animated, anything animated, nobody cares. Like literally, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Right, yeah.
But once it gets to like live action stuff, and then you got to talk about the overhead of making these kind of movies and who's going to buy what, can we like make sure that we're going to have a ton of like products from this movie? all that kind of stuff. Like that's when they get really weird with it.
Product sales and all that.
Yeah,
toys.
Like we need to sell these toys, so like you need to make this movie, a movie PG-13 because we need to sell to the kids.
For real, we need to sell this.
Definitely,
we need to sell these Spider-Man underwear and socks
to them kids.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. But yeah, guys. Oh, were you about to say, Dmitri?
No, you're good. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that, but continue. I don't know why I was gonna. Yeah.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say like because I already kind of got my ideas, but in closing, like since we're like in an era where now a lot of these movie studios, even though there's still a little pushback, there's still some that are really trying to put, especially in like superhero universes, they're really trying to put like different types of characters in there, or just really try to sprinkle a little bit of diversity in there as far as what they're trying to show on television or what they're trying to show in movie theaters and that kind of stuff. So I just wondered, like, before we head out, like, what superhero would you like to see get a live action treatment? Doesn't matter if it's Marvel or DC or Image.
I got one.
All right.
I would like to see. Nah, I ain't gonna say that because that give people ideas. But no, all seriousness, I would love to see I was just talking about this with Chad. Still. Even though he's live action in that Lois and Clark, the new Superman show that they came out with, I want to see like Still done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I love Still because of the fact that he built his suit so he could be Superman while Superman was dead, and I just love, I freaking love Still, bro. That's one of the movies where it could get like real, like I'm talking about some real issues could be brought into it, but
yeah,
I would like to see that. And I would set it in the 90s. I wouldn't put it now like in this day and time. Because for some reason I don't feel like it would work now. Because they'll make it too political. Put it in another era.
I think I know what movie you weren't trying to tell them, because I'm gonna say it. I really want them to do an Icon movie, but I don't want to see that movie.
That's why I didn't say. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't
want them to do it. Yeah,
when you said it,
mess it up. Yeah.
When you said it, I knew exactly. Like it was like my brother was like he wanted to say Icon, and
trust me, I'm here with you, Dmitri.
Yeah,
I
want to see it. I'm at this point in time where, like, when I was a kid, I was like, I would love to see all these characters on the screen, all these different characters. Now I see what I've seen in the recent years. I don't want to see them. I'm good. Just keep them in the comics. Do all the stuff you can do. Rewrite the comics, but don't change their origin. Leave the origins alone. Okay. I'm not gonna say names about a certain character who they changed his origin, but we should go move on.
Yeah.
So I
would really like to see a Savage Dragon movie.
That would be. I think that would be really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing the Savage Dragon.
Yeah, but if not that, like more seriously, like a Cyborg movie, because I feel like like it'd be real interesting trying to like is how he like matriculates through life as a Black guy, and how he because I really like movies that are more grounded and like explain somebody's backstory and what makes them the way they are. And I really like more tragic movies. Let's make it like a tragic movie like The Joker, but not really.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I said Still, because Still is one of those like grounded heroes.
Like, I agree, but for Josh, I'm sad to say that as far as like these movies go, I think Cyborg is the Hulk of the Justice League. And that they're not going to make a movie.
They're not going to
get. They don't mess with Cyborg. Yeah,
he's not going to get a solo. He's not going to get a solo.
They're not going to give him a solo movie.
I'm afraid
they don't like giving the people what they want. Like they don't like giving you what you want. We want a Hulk movie. We want a Cyborg movie. Like,
hey y'all, I think I know Chad's though.
Oh, okay.
I think I might surprise you on this one because like. I'm with Demetrius when I say I'm scared of what they're going to do to my favorite superhero. So I'm gonna say a couple of them because I just actually got done fully watching the Spawn HBO series. What I want them to do is finish that series. Like I want them to finish that animated HBO series. Like it's so good, and it's a shame that series is like incomplete. So
bring Keith David back.
With Keith David, definitely bring Keith David back. So that was a good one. But I think since they already, and I feel like this will be easy, since they already introduced him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though it will be a heavy kind of tonal shift from what Marvel's kind of used to, but I would love to have a Captain America movie with Isaiah. Like I would love to have that.
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
I would love to have
a
young Isaiah Captain America movie. I think that would be great. It's simply because, like I said, we know he is. It's like the Miles Morales thing. You know what I'm saying? He exists. Literally, he's here. So why not tell his backstory? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great move. Huh?
I would love to watch that. I was thinking like, what would I name it though? What would be the name of it? Oh, just go with the comic book name.
Yeah.
Captain America, red, white, and black. Yeah.
Red, white, and black. It can't be more perfect than that. And I just think it'll be a great movie, man. I think, like I said, it'll be a crazy tonal shift from what Marvel's used to as far as what they do with their MCU movies. But I think that they can definitely do it. I think I think it'll have to be a thing to where Marvel just kind of stops being scared to go there with different topics. I feel if you already hinted at it, yeah, exactly. Or I would love to have it to where like it's a dual story kind of between what Sam is going through now, and then they do like certain flashbacks to what Isaiah had to go through. Just different. Let's say Sam pretty much like uses Isaiah as a Obi-Wan Kenobi type character. He uses him to get to learn different things, or to, let's say I'll set it up like this. You can be like Sam in the movies. Yeah, he's got this technical suit, but he's getting his butt kicked because he doesn't have the soldier serum. So he goes to Isaiah for counseling. Hey man, I think I kind of need this. What do you think about me using the soldier serum? And how did that affect you when you were, growing up having to play the role of Captain America? And he can have that kind of relationship with him like that. I think it will work. I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, it could definitely work if written. Yeah, it had to be written well for it to work out the way you're saying it. But Marvel surprises me sometimes. So sometimes Marvel surprises me. So I'll leave it at that.
So, I'm finna hit y'all with one last curveball before we go.
The curveballs are
so
nasty.
Since we started this conversation with the Spider-Man trailer, and it's been a big chunk of what we talked about, I would want to know each of y'all's 3 favorite Spider-Man movies, top favorite from 1, 2, 3, like first, second, third. Top.
So we're just saying of all the movies, pick 3.
Yeah, out of all of them that have come out,
we just picked 3 out of all of them. Okay. Got it. Okay, I'll go first. Spider-Man 2, the first one. First, that's top spot. Like, I love that movie. Like, it's my heart. I burned that. I tell you what, I've played that movie so much that disc does not work anymore. That's how much I watched that movie. All right, so I got just to put some understanding on how much I love that movie. I will say that I liked, as weirdly as the second Amazing Spider-Man was, I liked the costume more in that one, and I liked how he portrayed Spider-Man in that movie. Like, he was more quippy. He had more quips to him in that movie, so I like that. I'll take one from the new one because I'm got to go in order here. I'll say the first Spider-Man. First Marvel Spider-Man movie. When he's fighting the Vulture, because Michael Keaton just sold that. He sold it to me, man. Like, I just love his how he played the Vulture, and like how like his story was. And it's just, in that movie, it was like, as much as I didn't like the way that Spider-Man is written in that one, I was okay with it because you're introducing him. So I was like, okay, you got the gadgets, that's cool. And it was humorous. So I'll give that one. But that's my 3.
Yeah.
I'll say that's my 3.
I think me and Chad gonna have the same ones.
We'll see. I might surprise you.
Here he go with that. He always talking about he gonna surprise me.
Because I gotta think. Like, I guess I'll go ahead and go second. Because my first favorite would have to be, for me, number one, just the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey and Willem Dafoe, because it has my all-time favorite Spider-Man scene in it. The Godspeed Spider-Man, and my man gets stabbed by his own glider. Like, it's perfect. That's such a crazy ending. And plus, like, for me, like, that movie, the vibe, and just the fact of what it did to me, like, it changed my whole life. Like, I think before then, my radar wasn't really on Spider-Man like that. And when I saw that movie, like, my whole life changed. I was just like, this is crazy. So that's definitely my first favorite. And then my second one, I'm gonna have to agree with Dmitri on this one. Like, it would have to be the amazing Mark Webb's Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because even though I wasn't a fan of Green Goblin, I didn't really.
I have a tidbit on it. Sorry to cut you off. But that's not Green Goblin. That's in the credits. My friend pointed out that's Hobgoblin.
Oh, that's Hobgoblin.
Yeah, in the credits he's listed as Hobgoblin, and I didn't know that for the longest time. But she told me, and she was like, "Yeah, it's Hobgoblin in the credits." I was like, "But that's not how that."
But that's even worse.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's actually worse.
That makes it hurt me. It hurts me worse.
That's actually worse. Yeah, that's you actually. No, you're good, but that actually makes it worse. But that's still my second though. So, I say that because, like, number one, I think out of all the Spider-Man, Andrew was the best at portraying Spider-Man's quippy like thing, and I really like Gwen Stacy. I thought she was dope, so I was huge. It sucks that she died. I get that she had to, but I was a fan of that whole thing between him and Gwen Stacy. I thought it was cool. And my third would have to be the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay. You gotta. Yeah. I didn't hear the reasoning for that one. Give me the reason.
And Joshua knows, because how many times did we play that Spider-Man 3 video game before it just stopped?
Oh no, that video game was fire.
It was.
That was
fire. That was an amazing game.
That was a good game.
Man. And I played that game. I watched the movie, and I think I'm in the minority here, but I actually like Topher Grace's Venom better than Tom Hardy's Venom. I'm sorry.
Let me point out
he had a Peter Parker. That's why.
And also, that's like comparing. That's not fair. Like, he's obviously the better Venom, and a sea of just okay Venoms. Like, come on.
Yeah, he is for me. I just dug him. Like, I thought he was, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool. I like the idea behind it. I like the way the costume was executed. You know what I'm saying? I like the kind of, because you got to think about it. That movie, it gets a lot of flack, but for what it did, it literally had to introduce 2 more villains in the span of 2.5 hours. If that, and they did a great job of making you care about.
I love Sandman in there.
Oh yeah, Sandman was great.
Sandman was great. They did a great job of making you care about the characters, and then like the whole transformation with Peter, and then it was cool, and it didn't take itself too serious. It was dope. And for all of the potential hatred I'm gonna get from the Tom Holland movies, don't get me wrong, I like the Tom Holland movies, but for me, they never really stick the landing for me. They just don't. I think they're good. Do I think they're good movies? Yes. But do they ever really stick the landing for me? They come off as like feel-good rom-coms for me. And that's I think a part of
that Breakfast Club.
It's the Breakfast Club
thing.
That's what it is. And unfortunately, it's incredibly evident that these are the movies that were studied in order to make this Spider-Man movie. And I get it. And I think that's a part of what makes a good Spider-Man movie, is definitely because Spider-Man is a neighborhood superhero. So community is a good part of what makes a Spider-Man movie, but it can't be the whole 2.5 hours of a Spider-Man movie. I'm sorry. You can't do that.
I agree.
that, like Dmitri said it perfectly. Those Spider-Man movies have no stakes.
Yeah,
they have
no stakes.
Yeah, no real stakes. Yeah.
Nope, man, that's why they don't stick the landing for me.
Josh. Yeah, I really agree with that. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, but I would say my favorite is like totally Spider-Man 3, like Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. Like that movie, like totally introduced me to the cliche of light and dark, the whole good and evil thing. And like that movie is honestly like the backbone of my own creative works. Like I always like refer back to Spider-Man 3 when it comes to like trying to create alter egos and things like that. I just love the whole good and evil aspect of Black Suit Spider-Man and the regular Spider-Man. And I just liked how the symbiote affected Peter mentally as well as physically. It was a transformation, and I'm just a sucker for transformations anyway. And I just can't get over that boss fight with Venom, where he used like science. He used like science to take him down. It was just amazing. I just also methodical ways of being able to take down an enemy instead of just being more powerful all the time.
Yeah,
because the symbiote was like really sensitive to sound and stuff.
Not to cut you off, but that's another reason why I don't like Tom, because he doesn't do that. And he has to use help from other people. Like he literally wouldn't have been able to defeat Mysterio if it wasn't for Mary Jane. So
I'm sorry, MJ.
Right. MJ, I'm sorry.
MJ.
So once again, he had to get help. But go ahead, Josh. You can go ahead.
Exactly. But my second favorite will probably be Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1, mainly because just the stakes. There was just a lot of stakes in that movie, and of course the scene where Godspeed Spider-Man, and that's just that scene is just amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and also I just like how the movie is more tragic, where we got the scene where Uncle Ben and the scene where and I feel like there was like a bit of a horror aspect in the movie as well, because you remember when the Goblin pretty much lit the apartment complex on fire. And then, like, he mimicked the lady screaming. Always scared me as a kid. Like, I love that.
That was creepy.
That
was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it made me jump the first time.
Yeah. Bro. Like, I totally love the horror aspect in Spider-Man 1. And also, I just kind of like how Spider-Man 1 kind of just shows Spider-Man becoming who he is, and everybody, he's just like the talk of the town. Everybody just, it's this guy in tights that jumps off of buildings. Look at him.
Look at him.
It's just really cool. And I would say my third one is probably the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I'm a sucker for backstories, especially emotionally charged backstories. Or I just really appreciate how they went into more depth about as far as like Spider-Man's parents are concerned, or how they were scientists and they disappeared and they left all these documents. Yeah, I really like that part, and how they just gave Spider-Man more character and like made everything that he was going through more emotionally charged. And that's basically my list. And Chad said with Tom Holland movies, I like them because they're cool, but there's no stakes. Like, there's just no stakes, and they just feel really lollipop to me. They're just like, okay, cool, he's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's in the MCU, guys. Hooray.
All right, everybody, fangirl.
Right, everybody's fangirling over his costume because it has so many gadgets.
I don't like that costume though. That little Spider-Man, that little spider on it just doesn't do it. Like, give me the Maguire.
Because it's an actual man. It's like a man silhouette with spider legs.
Right. It is.
Yeah, it's not a spider. So, before I say mine, first of all three of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Because y'all left out the best Spider-Man movie ever, and that's Into the Spider-Verse.
You're right.
Okay,
you're right.
Hands down.
Whatever.
You were definitely right.
You all should be ashamed of yourselves. So that's my favorite. Out of all of them, that would have to be my favorite because it was just done so well. And I just love how they really made a Peter Parker where he really had some real issues and he was doubting about being Spider-Man. And that's some real stuff right there. Like to put in an animated movie. So it was like Miles was like his way to push him back into it. And I thought that was cool because Miles was learning how to be Spider-Man because he had to be pushed into it because his Spider-Man literally got killed. So it was a great movie. It was written well. The animation was beautiful. And I loved everything about that movie. So that's my favorite. Then after that, it's definitely Spider-Man 2 from the Sam Raimi universe.
Come on, yes, thank you.
Definitely. Hands down, because I mean, Doc, what else can I say? Right. Like, of course, that first one had some stakes, but damn, that second one, man, it was like it peeled that band-aid off real slow, like really slow.
Yeah, it did.
Like Aunt May even got in the mix about to get toasted. So I mean, that one was the real deal. For the last one, I would have to say, you know what? I might go Spider-Man 3 too. In the Sam Raimi. Because when I got older and I watched it, I was like, you know what? I understand what the movie was trying to do. I completely understand it. And like y'all said, I actually like Topher Grace as Eddie Brock in Venom. I like the fact that had to figure out himself and who he really wanted to be. He had to make that decision, like, even though this power feels great, it's wrong because it's making me become somebody I'm not. And I have to give that up. It's always that. I love Toby's Spider-Man because even though he was the most like broken down one and he had to go through the worst, he always put everybody before him.
Yeah,
you know?
Conviction.
And that's what made that's what made him a good Spider-Man. He really was about everybody else before himself. So he was willing to make that sacrifice, even to where it might have been where him and Harry couldn't have been friends anymore because he was Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just like that ending is beautiful. Like when Harry comes back and then the way they send him off, that was a good ending. So I think the older I get, I appreciate that movie a little bit more. What it did.
Yeah.
So those are my three. And like we all said with the Tom Holland, I think hopefully No Way Home finally give him those stakes where it's okay, oh shit, he's really in trouble this time. Like you get nervous for him. Like in the other ones, he almost got killed. It really wasn't like life threatening. He still kind of wiggled out. So yeah, that's my three. But shame on you all for getting into the Spider-Verse, especially you, Chad. As much of a Miles fan that you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You're right.
No, definitely. But I'm totally ashamed that I left that out because like you said, Marcus, there's a whole lot of there's like so many stakes and so much emotion into the Spider-Verse because we're faced like shortly after the movie starts, like we're all faced with like immediate death and immediate loss.
Yep.
You know, we lose Spider-Man and we lose what was it, Miles' dad? I'm blanking. It's late. But anyway, but and also not only with that, but we're faced with Miles' insecurities as far as can he do whatever can he basically be that hero that people want him to be. And yeah, pretty much that. Like, can he be that hero people want him to be? Or how would he be able to fill these shoes? But he learns that all he has to do is be himself in layman's terms.
I have a point. I have a thing to add to the Spider-Man 3 thing because I just went back and I watched some clips and I think one of my favorite scenes is when he gets the black suit and immediately goes and jumps Sandman. Like he immediately goes and jumps Sandman. I love that scene. He immediately gets the suit and it's like, where is he at? And goes and what he thinks kills Sandman. Like at that time, he thinks he kills Sandman because he just runs his head against the subway train when it comes by. I'm like, that scene, that emotion that he gave, and Sandman's just like, I don't know who you are. And he's just like giving all this emotion about his, uncle and how he died and stuff like that. He's the killer, and that was really good. And the second point I had is that if there is no stakes in this fight with him literally fighting 6 of his villains, there will never be stakes. If you cannot get stakes in this fight where he's fighting 6 villains when he can only handle, I'd say 1, in his movies, at the very least, one at a time. Like, you're never getting stakes out of this Spider-Man because it's literally made for there to be stakes. Like, you can't get around it.
Like, you can't.
I say that.
You can't. No, you really can't. So we'll see. Like I said, hopefully this will be the Spider-Man we get where Tom Holland's character can finally, you know what I'm saying, grow up and have some stakes and just really make his mark in, you know, the MCU as a valid Spider-Man. Hopefully we get that. And I think it's possible. Like I said, we talked about a lot of good stuff tonight. But yeah, I think it can happen. You know what I'm saying? If everything goes in the right direction, like I said, he gets that camaraderie with the other Spider-Man and from Doctor Strange and all that good stuff. I think it, like you said before, it has all the mixings to be a really good movie. Like I do want to give Tom Holland his flowers as Spider-Man. So hopefully we'll be able to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, it's just I need this. Like you put a valid point in that I said before. Is I need the stakes. I need that, like, he's in danger. Like, I need to be like, man, he could die. Like, the last two movies, I didn't get that. Vulture was maybe the closest. Like, when he fought Vulture, that was maybe the closest he's gotten to stakes, because Vulture was trying to kill my man, and he was doing a really good job at that point in time to where it was looking pretty grim. But Mysterio, I was like, he's gonna win this. Like, this is pretty much already wrapped up. Tie the bow around it, just ship it off, and we're already done. This thing's already sold. Like, my popcorn's gone.
Yeah. Especially,
I'm good. You can go. Continue. I didn't have anything else to add.
Okay. And not only with the Mysterio movie, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel sorry for Spider-Man at all when he got hit by the bus. I was just like, it's Spider-Man.
The train?
The train. I didn't feel anything when he got hit by the train. I was like, okay, look, it's Spider-Man. It's like, it's Spider-Man. He can handle it. Whatever.
yeah. Like, I thought if he, like, because the crazy part about it is, like, at first I was like, oh, he's dead, and then I was like, wait, this movie still has about an hour and 30
it's got like an hour left. Yeah,
like, so he's not dead. So that kind of, like, if he would have died there, I'd have been like, oh, okay, like, that would have been, like, I wouldn't have said it was. It's not. I'm not saying I wanted him to die. Let's clear the room. I'm not saying I wanted him to die, but I was like, damn, that should have been it, because he got hit by a train. And
no, it should have.
All he got was like a limp, and I was like, okay, fair. You're gonna make it through. Whatever happens after this, you making it through, because you got hit by a train, and that, like, Mysterio could throw drones at you, but you got hit with a moving big old train, and you walked away with a limp. You're good. Spider-Boy, get in there, beat Mysterio, do whatever you're gonna have to do, save the day, kiss the girl in the movie. The stakes are gone. So, hey, I hope this movie does great. I want it to do great. I want to be able to say, give, you know, him his flowers and stuff like that, and be like, yeah, he finally, at the end of this thing, he finally was like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. I can do my own thing. I don't really necessarily need the father figure or the character to help me along. I can do it on my own. Kind of the graduation kind of thing. He's graduating high school. Kind of just being him graduating to be a full-fledged hero. Like, just push him that way. He's there. You have to make him, everything's named Home something, Homecoming, Far From Home, which is a sophomore. It could be a junior, senior thing. And push him out.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's a good point. And definitely, man. And then in closing, like, it's hopefully No Way Home is like a hint of saying that this movie will certainly, unlike the others, actually have stakes for Spider-Man. Yeah. I'm definitely happy to see what comes up in this movie, man, and I can't wait until it comes out. So we'll definitely be there, man, watching it.
Oh, so, for sure.
Yeah, man, we're here for it. But yeah, guys, for all of our viewers and listeners out there, that is our time, man. We are the Square Roundtable Podcast, and you can catch us, of course, every week on fandomlim.com on our website, and that is squareroundtablepod.fandomlim.com. And one more time, that is squareroundtablepod.fandomlim.com.
And you can catch us on YouTube at any time. And if you like the video, smack the like button. Give us a comment about anything we said. If you are a Tom Holland fan, I'm cool. I'm gracious enough to come to the comments and we can have a conversation about why you love him, why he's your favorite. I want to hear it. Oh, I'm coming at it with a nice way of saying I'm not going to be mean about it. Or give us your top 3 favorite Spider-Man movies. Give us all the Spider-Man details and stuff like that. Do you like What If series? Are you liking it? Like that, one of your favorite series? Do you think that the Spider people are going to be in this movie? Like all that stuff in the comment section down below. Share the video, that really helps us out, and hit that notification bell underneath the video so you get notified of this video and our future ones. And oh yes, that pesky Facebook group. Help us out, help us get some people in there, help us put some life into that, bring people together in this thing. And then follow us on our Instagrams and our Twitter. We love to talk to you guys in our comment sections.
Exactly. Like, please come talk to me and my parents about what you thought about Spider-Man Home Alone trailer.
Oh, Kevin McAllister in a freaking Spider-Man onesie and stuff like this Christmas season.
Oh my gosh. But yes, guys, like Demetrius and my brother just said, please, just all of the Spider-Man in their respective universes, please bring everybody together to our Facebook group so they can enjoy our content and we can stop talking to our parents and relatives. So with that being said, guys, I hope everybody enjoys the Spider-Man movie and all of the Spider-Man content that's been coming out lately. I know that we will. And before we go, I would love everybody to introduce themselves one more time. And I am your host, Chad Singleton.
Josh Singleton.
Hashtag no.
And I am Marcus Long.
And we are the Square Round Table, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good night.